The man attempted to burn the sprinkler above him, but after a while nothing happened. Frustrated, he turned his attention to the steel door of the vault, trying to melt it with fire, but soon realized that wouldn't work either. At this point he felt completely hopeless. Hunger and thirst gnawed at him as he analyzed his situation. He hadn't wronged anyone, so who had trapped him here? Just then he noticed a small hole in the wall and came up with an idea. Grabbing a hammer, he started chiseling away at it, but he had underestimated the thickness of the vault walls. Despite working tirelessly for hours, he only managed to carve out a tiny hole. Exhausted and oxygen-deprived, his body began to give out. In desperation, he took a deep breath from a bottle of pure oxygen, but he inhaled too much and passed out. When he woke up, the oxygen bottle was still open. He quickly shut it off to avoid wasting more. By now his hunger had become unbearable. Left with no other choice, he picked up a few bugs from the floor and ate them just enough to regain a little strength. Determined to escape, he resumed chiseling. Slowly but surely he finally reached a set of steel bars. Using the blowtorch powered by the oxygen bottle, he burned through the bars. Soon enough he had made a hole large enough to crawl through. However, as he climbed out, he was stunned. He had ended up in a room identical to his own. The only difference was a coffin placed in the corner. Cautiously he approached the coffin, chisel in hand. When he opened it, he found a woman inside. To his shock, the woman suddenly woke up, startling him. Terrified, she assumed he was a threat and quickly crawled into the next room. Due to the language barrier, they couldn't communicate and simply stared at each other. She seemed to be in the same situation as he was, so he ignored her and dragged his exhausted body into her coffin, using it as a bed to sleep. Hours passed and the woman eventually noticed the tools on the ground. She began to calm down. By the third day, she finally approached him, urging him to continue chiseling through the wall. But he was too weak. He told her to do it herself. The woman took the chisel and began working on the wall, but after hours of effort she had only made a tiny hole. Seeing her struggle, the man mocked her from the side. Furious, she gave up and retreated to the next room, heading to what seemed like a bathroom. Just as she was about to leave, the man suddenly called out to her.